Good evening, everyone. Myself Gautam Sharma. I welcome you all in a Sapience Education. On behalf of Sapience Education, happy Ganesh Chaturthi. And today I'm going to teach you about motion in a plane. So, what is motion in a plane? So, let us consider any motion which require two axes. Motion in a straight line means what? Only single axis will required. For example, this is x-axis or either this is a y-axis. Only single axis motion is known as single axis is required to represent the motion of an object. That type of motion is known as motion in a straight line. But motion in a plane means what? There are two types of axis we required. For example, this is a x-axis as well as this is a y-axis. Okay. For example, an object is moving like this. It means that we are using two coordinate axes to represent the motion either in x as well as y. So let us consider there is a position factor, position of a two object. Let us consider position of a two vector, right? See here position. Position means what? There is a R1 and R2. R1 and R2 is the position represented. Okay. Let us consider R1 as x1 I cap x1 I cap plus y1 j cap. And if I will tell you the position R2 is what? R2 is what? X2 I cap plus Y2 j cap. So these are the two vector represents the position. So if I want to find the displacement between these two positions, so how you will find? How you will find the displacement between these two plane, these two position. So can I write here? Can I write here the displacement is your R21? See, this is the displacement, right? So this is the displacement. So R2 can be written as R2 minus R1. So you can ask me why should I write like this? So before if you don't want to consider, so you should remember the vector addition, triangle law of vector addition. So R1 is a vector, R21 is a vector, and R2 is a vector. Since R1 and R21 are in same direction, so can we write here R1 vector plus R21 vector is equal to R2 vector as per the triangle law of vector addition. If two vector will be added in the same direction, so the third sides of the triangle will represent the resultant of these two vector. So can we write like this? So from here we can write here R21 can be written as R2 minus R1. So R2 minus R1, that is equal to x2 I cap plus y2 j cap minus x1 I cap plus y1 j cap. So this can be written like this. Okay. Now can I write here x2 minus x1 I cap is common plus minus y2 minus plus y2 minus y1 j cap. So from here we can write here del x I cap plus del y j cap, and that is equal to R2 1. So we have got del x by del y. Okay. So if I want velocity at which this position changes, so velocity of an object when it travels from point 1 to point 2, so what is will be the velocity? So velocity can be represented as displacement by time t. So velocity can be represented as velocity at t 2 to 1 can be represented as d r21 vector by dt, that is equal to d del x by dt into I cap plus d del y by dt j cap. So can we write here change in velocity del v1 del v I cap plus del v del v in x component and del v y component in j cap. So can we written as velocity v as 21? Okay. So velocity in terms of two planes, velocity in x direction and velocity in y direction. Okay. Now if I want to talk about acceleration, so acceleration from 2 to 1 of an object can be written as d velocity from 2 to 1 by dt, and this is equal to del v x by d of del v x by dt into I cap plus d of del v y cap by dt into j cap. So here we can write at acceleration in x direction I cap plus acceleration in y in j cap can be written as acceleration into 1. So we can find acceleration in if you are having a component of x as well as y. So we can write this. So if you want to find the magnitude, so how you will find the magnitude? So if you want to find the magnitude of r21, so how you will find? So simply this is equal to del x whole square plus del y whole square. So magnitude. If you want to find the magnitude of the velocity, so how you will find magnitude of the velocity? So velocity at 2 1 magnitude if you want to find, so can we write here vx del vx whole square plus vy whole square. So velocity in x component plus velocity in y component, its square. If you will add velocity of x component a square plus velocity of y component a square, you will get x velocity magnitude of the velocity to 1. If you want to find velocity of the if you want to find the magnitude of the acceleration, so we can write here acceleration in x component whole square plus acceleration in y component in whole square. So this is the all about the motion in a 2D. So if you want to deal with the motion in a 2D, so you have to use like this. Okay, you have to use like this. Now I will talk about projectile motion. What is projectile motion? Okay, projectile motion. So from here we can see here that we are talking about a motion in a plane only. When a body, suppose, let us suppose, when a body or an object is being projected with the velocity u, so what will happen? So it will go in upward direction, and due to gravitational force it will follow the projectile motion. So let us consider as initial velocity as u, and it has been projected with an angle theta. So what will happen? It has two components, u cos theta and u sin theta. As time is been passed, as it goes up, so what happened? It experiences change in a velocity. Which direction it will experience change in a velocity? Since acceleration is acting in downward, since everywhere acceleration is being downward direction due to gravitational force, so acceleration is in downward direction, so velocity in y direction will change, but velocity in x direction will not change. So velocity in x direction at this point will be u cos theta, at this point also u cos theta, at the end also it is u cos theta. What velocity will change now? Only velocity in vertical direction will change. So velocity of the particle at a time t, no force acting on a horizontal direction, because no horizontal direction force is acting, so no change in a velocity, but there will be change in a velocity in y direction. So from here we can say that ux is equal to u cos theta and uy is equal to u sin theta, because it is a y component. So it will be constant everywhere everywhere in entire motion. Yes or no? Entire motion. But what will be variable? Vy is equal to u sin theta. It will be variable due to gravity. Okay. Now can we here see that we know that if we will talk about velocity in y direction, so we have to use this equation. velocity in y direction. So can we write here velocity in y direction is equal to u sine theta minus gt, because acceleration in y direction is negative of the gravitational acceleration. So Vy can be written as Vy is equal to u sine theta minus gt. Also, velocity at a time t, Vx is equal to u cos theta. So velocity, if you want to find the velocity, net velocity at anywhere, so this will be velocity x direction plus velocity in y direction. So here we can write the magnitude of the velocity can be written as Vx square plus Vy square, that is equal to u cos theta plus u sin theta minus gt whole square. So this is a velocity at any time t. So if you want to find the velocity at any time t, see either here, either here, either here, anywhere. If you want to find the velocity at a time t, so directly you can use this formula v u cos theta plus u sin theta minus gt whole square. Okay, I hope you have understood, right? Now tan theta can be written as tan theta is what? Theta is what? Theta is the angle at any point. If you want to find the angle at which an object is moving, so how you will find angle? So angle can be written as, so if you want to find the angle, so tan theta can be written as this vertical component divided by horizontal component, so Vy by Vx. So Vy is your u sin theta minus gt divided by u cos theta, which is as a constant. So at any instant, any instant of time, at any instant of time, we can find the angle tan theta of the motion, as well as velocity, net velocity, magnitude of the velocity, by using this formula. So this is very important formula. So this is the generic formula. I hope you have understood. One thing I want to clear, that if you are talking about Vx component, so you have to use Ux plus Ax into T. If you are using Vy component, so you have to write Uy plus G into T. So or Ay into T. So if you are taking y component, so you have to take all uniformly y component, and if you are taking x component, you need to take all over the entire area. You have to take entire formula. You have to take x component. You cannot write ay. If you will write ay into t in this equation, so it will be definitely wrong. If you are writing here, you in place of uy, you will write x, so it will be entirely wrong. So never do this mistake. So I hope you have understood this general thing. So now our main motto is to find time of light. So how you will find time of light? So let us consider in velocity this equation, or equation in vertical component. So if we will take a vertical component, so vertical component Vy is equal to Uy plus Ayg. Now at final velocity, at maximum height, what will happen? Suppose this is the projectile motion. So at maximum height, final velocity in vertical direction will be 0. So final velocity is 0. Initial velocity was u sin theta minus gt, because it is going upward direction. So time we have got u sin theta by g. But which time? Time of ascent. But now we are talking about time of flight. Time of flight means what? Time of ascent plus time of descent. That is entire projectile motion. So as we know that if you are throwing any object upward direction or any direction, and gravity is acting, so time of ascent will be equal to time of descent. So total time can be written as 2 times this time of ascent. So total time of flight can be written here like that, 2t, and t we have got u sin theta by g. So from here we have got 2t will be 2 u sin theta by g, that is 2 u y by g. So hence we have got time of flight t is as 2 u sin theta by g. Time of flight is the total time taken in the entire journey of the projectile motion. I hope you have understood now. Now let us consider range of light. What is range of the flight? Range is what? See, total distance travel in horizontal direction is known as range. So how you will find range? So let us consider range. So range means what? For a horizontal direction, which force, which velocity is responsible? Ux velocity. How much time taken? Time t taken. So can we write here range is equal to ux into t? As ux is your u cos theta and time of flight, just now we have find the 2u sin theta by g. Just now we have found, right? We have found by derivation we have found that time of flight is equal to 2u sin theta by g. So when we calculate this, so we are getting u square 2 sin theta cos theta. So finally, range of the flight can be written as r is equal to u square sin 2 theta. I hope you have understood. Now we have got time of flight, we have got range. Now third point, we are talking about maximum height. So what is the maximum height it has attains? So I am talking about whenever there is a projectile motion. So this height is the maximum height. Okay. So what is the maximum height? We need to find out. So let us do this sum. So see here, maximum height. Okay. So can we use this formula? We know this general equation that v square minus u square equal to 2a into displacement. So we are talking about y component. So vy square is minus uy square is equal to 2 acceleration in y direction into sy. So final velocity at maximum height, final horizontal velocity will be 0 and initial velocity was u sin theta whole square, and this is equal to 2 into acceleration due to gravity is minus g because it is acting downward, and h is your h maximum, because that is the maximum displacement. If I am talking about this projectile motion, so this is the h maximum displacement is happening. So by using this formula we have got h max or maximum height attended by the projectile as u square sin square theta by 2g. I hope you have understood. Now one thing I want to make you understand, that what is equation of trajectory. Now let us consider equation of trajectory. Okay. See what is the equation of trajectory. See here, after time t, for an object has been projected, and after time t what is happening, can we write x is equal to u cos theta into t, that is displacement x. Now what will be the displacement y? Y can we write as u sin theta minus half gt square. Y displacement y gt square, because see here, just now we have written that s is equal to ut plus 1 by 2 at square, right? So acceleration in x component is 0, that's why we have got an x is equal to u cos theta into t. But acceleration in y component is half gt square. G is the acceleration, it is not 0, so we have to take account half gt square as well. Now from here we have got, from this equation we have got time t. From this equation we have got time t is equal to x by u cos theta. Now put this value in this equation. So what we are getting? So let us see here. So after putting this, we have got u sin theta into x by u cos theta minus half g x square u square cos theta. So y is equal to u x tan theta minus half g x square u by divided by u square cos square theta. So can we see that dependency of y is x square? So we know that the x square means what? Our x square means what? Path will be parabolic. Path will be parabolic. So path will be parabolic. Understood? So this is what all about the trajectory. Now I will talk about the energy of the projectile motion. So what is the energy of the projectile motion? Energy. So energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. So total energy will remain constant. Okay, so by conservation of energy, we can solve the numerical. See here, kinetic energy is equal to half mu square, and potential energy is 0. But at this point, potential energy is h, and kinetic energy is what? Half m u square cos square theta, because only velocity is your u cos theta. So half mv square, we can use this. So total energy will be potential energy plus kinetic energy. So kinetic energy plus potential energy, and at this point kinetic energy is half mu square, but potential energy is 0. But at this point potential energy is mgh, and kinetic energy is your half mu square cos square theta. So everywhere total energy will remain constant. Everywhere total energy will remain constant. I hope you have all have understood now. Now these things will be uh, used for solving a numerical. Now very important, r is equal to u square sin square theta. So r to be maximum, we want to find maximum range, which angle we should project object, so that our range will be maximum. So our range will be maximum. So range will be maximum when sin theta should be equal to 0, that is sin 90, that is 2 theta is equal to 90, so theta is equal to 45 degree. I hope you have understood now. So if theta is equal to 45 degree, so range will be maximum. Okay, so this is what we are talking about. I hope you have understood. One more thing is that r will be same for both. See here, if theta 1 plus theta 2 is equal to 90 degree, so range will be same. For example, theta 1 is your, we have projected 30 degree, and theta 2 we have projected 60 degree. So 60 plus 30 is 90. So for range for theta is equal to 30 degree will be equal to range for theta is equal to 60 degree. See here, theta 1, if range is for example 10 meter, so theta 2 will also give you the range only, what range, that 10 meter only. Okay, but the height, maximum height will be variable. Maximum height will be variable. Okay, so it's now one more important thing. At maximum height, velocity and acceleration of a projectile is perpendicular to each other. See, at maximum height, velocity is in this direction, and acceleration in this direction. So at maximum height, velocity and acceleration will be perpendicular to each other. So I hope you guys have understood now. If you want more video at this, so you can ask me any type of problem. You can directly ask on the comment section. And for next topic in the motion in a plane, that is circular motion, I will discuss in a next second part video. Thank you everyone.